What is up, America? This is Circus Tunes, and welcome to the circus. Today I'm going to be doing a video that I did back in 2019. But in the 2019 video, I was talking about Family Guy and South Park and the reasons why the things about them I didn't like. But in this video, I'm going to be talking about what I like about South Park. So, I just, at the time, and still, I just don't see a lot of YouTubers that actually do that. And to me, it's just so boring to go like, oh, well, I just like it and that's it. There you go. It's liked. And I don't know. That's just so boring to me. And so that's why I'm going to be doing a video on why I like South Park. I'm just going to go into personal experiences that this show reminds me of because that's what this whole video is going to be about. So the very first personal experience, it starts with the first episode that comes to mind called the Urinal Deuce. Now this is on 10th season. You can go look it up. And this episode reminds me of a very personal moment in my life when I was in the 7th or 8th grade. Someone in the 7th or 8th grade really did actually take a poop in the urinal, but none of the teachers really did anything about it. In fact, the poop that was in the urinal, it sat there for at least like 5 days or so. So the bathroom just stunk. It was really bad. But when they finally got a janitor, that poor janitor, to go clean it up, like, yeah, it was addressed, but it wasn't in a serious way. And I don't even know if the teachers at the time gave a crap. So, anyways, it reminded me of that, and it was like the whole idea of someone taking a poop in the urinal. Really, it really is funny. It was kind of funny at the time. The smell in the bathroom was not funny because it sat there for quite some time. So, anyways, it reminds me of that. Just that glorious moment in my life. I don't know about glorious, but whatever. Okay. Another episode that reminds me of a personal moment in my life is the Life Capades episode, which is one of my favorite episodes of all time when it comes to South Park. This is 11th season, and this Life Capade episode, it just reminds me of tons of personal experiences in the 3rd and 4th and 5th grade, where the whole 5th grade or the whole 4th grade faculty had to be checked for lice, and just the it just reminds me of the multiple situations I had where I had like a really, really itchy head, and then I came home and my mom checked my head and said, "Yep, you have lice," and then basically we just shaved off my head, like we just shaved off all my hair. So much moments like that, so it reminded me of that, and it was, I don't know, I could totally relate. So great. So that's why I love that episode so much, because to me, and like the people at school, like, you didn't want to admit you had head lice because you didn't want people thinking less of you because you have parasites in your hair. Or at least in my school, at least in the grade I was in, like it really was kind of like that. There were certain students, if you admitted you had head lice, you kind of you got the bad end of the bad end of the stick for probably like a week or so. Anywho, the moments of just really, really, really bad itchy scalp. I remember those moments. I remember just scratching my head like crazy when I had lice, so bad. It was an itching I never ever want to experience again. I know that. So, anyways, and then there's another episode on 15th season. It's a two-parter called "You're Getting Old." The second part is called Asperger's. This episode is very relatable, especially when it gets into the Asperger episode. It's very relatable in the sense that I actually do have a high spectrum of autism. It's not Asperger's or anything, but I do have a high spectrum of it. And there were times in middle school I would walk to the bus stop feeling just completely, almost despondent. I mean, like, I didn't want to go to school. I didn't want to put effort into anything. Everything sucked. And I knew, like, in my head that this would eventually go away, but there were times it lasted for over a week. For a week, I would be walking to the bus stop, just really bummed out, didn't want to do anything, didn't want to talk to anyone. I was just really, it was a mild depression, but I've had to experience that throughout a little bit of like 5th grade, and then throughout middle school, I had to experience this kind of like depression, and it was kind of weird. It was a come and go kind of situation. Um, so yeah, like I could totally relate to Stan, him walking to the bus stop, and then it's just like everything and everyone is so far away. He just doesn't care. He walks to the bus stop, and every like Kyle and Cartman and all these people are just echoes in the background. And then that one part where he screams in the classroom, everyone shut up. Like when he finally screams that, I don't know, like it just struck a very personal chord in me because I remember multiple times me actually feeling like that. So that was really great. And the story to that episode was I love the plot and I love the story. It was just great. They took a new route with their storytelling in that episode. So I really appreciate that. I love that episode. I'm obsessed with it. And not only that, but also just getting older. I never really got cynical the older I got. It was just more like, I know getting older can be really cool, but also there's parts of it that kind of suck, and it makes you want to go back to being a kid again. So I can totally relate to that. I can recall a couple times where I go like, okay, this part of being an adult sucks. I kind of want to go back to being a kid now. And then what else? And then on 11th season, you also got the List episode in the Guitar Queero. Guitar Queero was very relatable because me and my church friends and my brothers and pretty much any friend that we had would come over and we would play Guitar Hero forever. Like that was our game. So that was totally relatable because me and my brothers and my friends were completely just obsessed with Guitar Hero. So that was a very relatable episode in that regard. Yeah, and then the List, there was moments in like the 5th grade where the females, they wouldn't really make lists, but they would like there was every once in a while there was these fights with the females and the girls and the boys. Like there was this fight between them sometimes. Like there'd be like the boys in a group, and they'll do that in gym sometimes. There every once in a while, especially when it was close to summer vacation or whatever, or spring break. They would do these special things where they would have the girls and the boys actually be in the same gym together, and then they would have it where they would split the girls up and split the boys up, and we'd play dodgeball. And there were these times where, yeah, there was those like conflicts and verbal fights with the boys and girls and who's better and boys drool, girls rule, or something like that. Yeah, there was actually those kind of fights, but it wasn't really with lists in the school I was in. So, anyways, totally relatable. I remember a couple moments like that in the 4th and 5th grade, even in middle school, 7th and 8th grade. Okay, and then the last one, there's a lot of them, but let's see. The last one, it would have to be the ziplining episode. This is 16th season. We're skipping quite a few seasons ahead. Well, actually, not that much because 11th season and 15th season are the ones I've been talking about so far, and 10th season. So 16th season episode, why did I ever go ziplining or something like that? There has been moments like that in my life where I felt stuck and I just felt like I couldn't get out. There were moments like that. So that episode really struck a chord with me on that part. There's been moments in my life where I felt stuck at a job and it kind of felt like that. Kind of felt like I shouldn't have been alive, or I shouldn't be alive kind of scenario. Kind of does feel like that sometimes. So, anywho, I've been sick as of recently, so if I'm jumping over myself and kind of struggling a little bit to talk, it's because my head's foggy. So anyways, yeah, the ziplining episode was very relatable on that part, and it was just overall, like all these episodes I'm talking about were just overall relatable, and they're funny because of that, because they're relatable. So anyways, that was this video for South Park and why I like it. Now, the reason why I made this video, I'm going to make this quick, is because I got sick and tired of coming across reaction videos for Family Guy or South Park or Rick and Morty, and the same freaking thing, the same thumbnail, the same things to be said about it. Like, out of all the great stories, like Imagination Land and all that kind of stuff, out of all the great stories that they would tell in these episodes, like the story's really clever and has like a really, like, the characters are making interesting choices, and they have all these changes, and you see different parts of their personalities. But out of all of that, all they took from it was offensive. How is this on TV? Like, that's all they freaking took from it. And I just got so annoyed clicking on reaction videos and seeing thumbnails to reaction videos, and it was the same thing. You saw a little picture that is of whatever episode they're watching, and then their face, which of course is shocked, and then the next video, it's the same thing. It's a little picture of an episode that they're watching, and then their face, which is shocked, every single time. None of these videos would ever talk about, like, personal experiences that it reminds them of, or middle school, elementary school. They would not talk about nothing like that. It's just like, come on, do something new, for crying out loud. Why is it every single time we watch South Park or watch Rick and Morty and we see, like, an interesting story being told, or even Family Guy, like, an interesting story is being told, and they watch it all the way through, and that's all they took from it? It's offensive, and it really pushes boundaries. Like, yeah, but there's other things to it besides that. So anyways, I got sick of that. So anyways, thank you for watching this video. It's as organized as I could get it. So have a great day, afternoon, or night, and I'll see you later. And welcome to the circus.